Hello everybody, my name is GetKey0122 and welcome back to Pokémon Fire Red version. Last time, we explored a bunch of different routes, most notably routes 9, 10, and 11. Caught a couple new Pokémon, fought a few new trainers, and we didn't see a whole lot of new Pokémon from the trainers, but we saw a couple. All of this was in an effort to make our way to Rock Tunnel, which is right ahead. Now, in order for us to proceed forward, a couple things that we need to do. So we find ourselves inside the Pokemon Center. As always, I want to talk to everyone in here. And the first guy I really want to talk to is this guy. Oh, Griffin, I've been looking for you. It's me, one of the ever-present aides to Professor Oak. If your Pokedex has complete data on 20 species, I'm supposed to give you a reward from Professor Oak. He trusts me with this Everstone. So, Griffin, let me ask you, have you gathered data on at least 20 kinds of Pokemon? Yes, I have. Great, you've known 29 kinds of Pokemon. Congratulations, here you go. We received the Everstone from the aide. Making Pokemon evolve certainly can add to the Pokédex. However, at times you may not want a certain Pokemon to evolve. In that case, give the Everstone to that Pokemon. It will prevent evolution according to the professor. So yeah, that is how the Everstone works. If you have a Pokemon hold this particular item, they will not be able to evolve no matter what. You will not be prompted to see them evolve. You will not have the option to hit B. Just have them hold this, and they just won't evolve straight up. There are certain Pokemon that can benefit from this, but most Pokemon that you would want to raise, you would want to evolve. So it's up to you if you want to do it, but there aren't that many Pokemon that you would actively want to have the Everstone on. Still, there are some benefits to it. I heard that ghosts haunt Lavender Town. Yes, they do. The types of Pokemon match up differently with each other. Every type is stronger than some types and weaker than others. A nugget is totally useless, so I sold it for $5,000. Well, I mean, it's useful in the sense that you can sell it for stuff. Now, in a previous episode, I had talked about what Pokemon that I would recommend bringing with you for Rock Tunnel, and that is Voltorb. Voltorb is capable of learning Flash, and as such, it's going to be very helpful because I don't intend to use Voltorb, and I can always get another Voltorb if I actually wanted to use one seriously. So, for the sake of getting through Rock Tunnel, I'm going to go into my TM case, and I am going to teach Flash to Voltorb. Wants to learn to move Flash, all he knows 4 moves. I don't care, because again, I don't really intend on using this Pokemon in any serious capacity. But it is important that we have a Pokemon that learns Flash, because trust me, as useless as Flash is in battle, it is instrumental in getting through what comes ahead. Now, as with a lot of big dungeons, we have a lot of trainer battles that we need to deal with, so I am going to be speeding up some things, but not all things. I've been out of the Pokemon Gym a few times, but I always lose. Well, that's not how you want to intimidate a trainer that you walk up to. How did you lose at the second gym? What gym are you going to? Nice. Kaiser is also going to level 28. Just rocking it in terms of levels. I think I'm just gonna let Kaiser do his thing one more time. Just tear through everything. Oh, after all my training. Oh, after all your failure. Alright. Now, like I said, it's gonna be a lot to do, a lot to cover. Bear with me here. Okay, yeah, so as you can see, there is next to nothing for us to see. So what do? You go into our party, get Voltorb, and have it light the darkness. And now we can see the whole place. I actually appreciate this particular version of Flash because, frankly, in other games, they use Flash and only a select portion of the room is lit, and I find that particularly annoying. Okay, so before we get started properly, I just want to say there are a couple new Pokemon that we can encounter in this area, so I would like to talk about them as we progress forward. Pokemon fight, ready, go! So the first Pokemon that you can find in this area is Machop. We've seen Machop a few times throughout our journey. Always been a little annoying to fight, but that's only because we don't have the best way of dealing with a fighting type Pokemon. Still, it's a pretty good Pokemon. It's actually a pretty good replacement for Mankey if you've already caught one earlier, but either one works particularly well. And the nice thing about Machop is that even though we're getting it relatively early, it's still pretty good in the long run of the game. It can serve you pretty well. Now, the only thing that you need to keep in mind with Machop and its evolved form Machoke is, like the case with Abracadabra, Machoke will not evolve into Machamp unless you trade it. I really wish they would stop doing this in games, but I guess they have come up with new ways to evolve Pokemon, like literally holding your system upside down. But in any case, this is another Pokemon that you're going to need to trade if you want to reach its full potential. Machoke is not unusable, but it's not going to do nearly as well as Machamp will. Still, it's still a pretty good Pokemon regardless of what you go with. My only recommendation when catching this Pokemon, if you can help it, is try to get No Guard for its ability. I'm pretty sure No Guard exists in this game. If you can get No Guard for its ability, that can be a godsend. No Guard is a move that makes it so none of its attacks miss, no matter what. It also makes it so the opponent's attacks never miss, but it's so good because Machop learns some really good moves later down the line that just make it so worthwhile using because of No Guard and the fact that it's able to hit every single time with certain really powerful moves that have relatively low accuracy. So please, please, please try to get a Machop with No Guard if it can be helped. But that isn't to say that its other ability, Guts, is bad. Another Pokemon that we can finally catch for ourselves is Onix. Onix, in our situation, is the second Rock-type Pokemon that we can encounter following the Geodudes that we saw in Mount Moon. Now, despite how it looks, Onix is not really as well-rounded as Golem. Don't get me wrong, it has ridiculously good defense, and it actually gets some pretty cool moves leveling up in the form of Dragon Breath at level 30 and Iron Tail at level 45. Which can be really helpful, especially in the long run against certain Pokemon trainers we'll be fighting later. However, just know that Onix, as you see it here, is how it's going to be. Despite its size, it doesn't have particularly great offensive capabilities, and although it is fast and defensive, that's pretty much all it's got going for it. Also, do bear in mind that Onix, once again, cannot evolve during the main story. It's going to be a while before you're going to have the ability to evolve Onix, which is why I have not included its evolved form Steelix in this particular bio. So what you see with Onix is what you get. If you want a good rock type, I would still recommend Geodude and its evolutions over Onix. Ah, there we go. There's a Machop we can get for ourselves. Alright, Machop was caught. Thank goodness. Machop, the superpower Pokemon. Its whole body is composed of muscles. Even though it's the size of a human child, it can hurl 100 grown-ups. Who worked that out? Anyway, once again, I'm not going to be using Machop for the team, so you all are free to suggest a nickname in the comments. Now I gotta find Onix. There we go! Onix! Should be able to take a tackle with no issue. Oh yeah. Like I said, Onix's attack is abysmal, so I'm not particularly worried. The only thing is that it's gonna take a hot minute. Well, that Screech did not help with the defensive capabilities. Come on, Onix. Don't be difficult. Alright, I'll humor you, Onix. You're not worth a Great Ball, but if it means ending this, I will gladly use one. Onix is caught. Onix, the rock Pokemon. It usually lives underground. It searches for food while boring its way through the ground at 50 miles per hour. Also, for those of you who are curious, no, Onix has no evolutionary relation to Diglett. I don't know why they include Onix and Diglett's evolutions on the same page, but they do. And once again, you all are free to leave a suggestion for a nickname for Onix, should you feel so inclined. Alright, and it looks like That's Right has gotten a new item for us. I would hope so, after all the encounters I do to get those Pokemon. Asperberry. Okay, good enough. Now, we have more Rock Tunnel to do. Do you know about Pokemon cosplay? Oh god, no! No! It's Steve! I cringe at the fact that they unironically used the term cosplay in this game. I forgot about that. Don't get me wrong, I love cosplayers. I've cosplayed myself, but Pokemon cosplayers in this game are weird. Anyway, this is Cubone. We have seen Cubone previously during the montage for Machop and Onix. It's a pretty good ground type. Again, not going to go into detail on it right away, but trust me, this will all come back later when we can actually encounter them proper. Gulliwash grew level 29. Well, that's that. Yep, that sure is. Now get out of my life. Now I'll talk to you one more time. Pokemon cosplay is dressing up as Pokemon for fun. Clefairy is a favorite. Oh god, why? If they, I'll say this much. If they had said Gardevoir, despite the fact that Gardevoir is not in this game, I would have actually shut it all down. I would have packed everything up. This Let's Play would have been over. Okay, there are a few more trains we need to deal with up here, as well as wild Pokemon. My Pokemon techniques will leave you crying. I don't want to cry. Oh, that's actually a decently high-level Geodude. Which is weird, because at this point, Geodude would have evolved, but whatever. There we go. I give. You're a better technician. I used one attack. Yeah, really had to think that one through. There's an additional trainer over here that I want to fight, just to make sure I'm covering all my ground. Hit me with your best shot. Hit me with your best shot. I said hit me with your best shot. You know, one of these days I'm going to use Focus Energy, and it's going to get me because of a critical hit. But that's not today. That is not here and now. Oh, Gulliwash. How I underestimated how useful you were going to be in this area. I really should have known better. Fired away. Okay, they knew exactly that. They knew exactly what they were doing with that. That was 100% intentional. Fired away. This tunnel goes a long way, kid. Actually, the great thing about Rock Tunnel is if you actually look at the overall map of the game, it's only technically 2 floors, but the way that it's laid out is so effectively complex that it makes you feel like it's a super elaborate dungeon. It's just that the rooms have such relatively limited vision, and the space makes you think there's so many more parts to it. But it's just 2 complicated rooms. Just keep washing them away, my guy. Gulliwash, you are just steamrolling ahead, and now you are at level 30, my guy! Alright, Hiker Lenny has been taken care of. Oh, you win. I think there is another hiker in here somewhere. Yep, there he is, down there. Almost, come on, baby. Maybe I'm lost in here. Maybe. One by one, the towers fall under the force of the ocean from the Gulliwash. Ease up! What am I doing? Which way is out? Okay. There's that taken care of. Alright, there's an item here. Escape rope. That'll be useful. If I were to use it right now, it would take me back to the entrance that we started from, and I'd basically have to start the dungeon over. I wouldn't have to fight the trainers again, but even so, this is not the ideal time to use it. I'd only recommend using this escape rope if you absolutely have to get out and you don't feel like you can make it through the rest of the dungeon. Outsiders like you really need to show me some respect. You live in a cave, dude. I'd only show respect if this was a tight enclosed space, but it's very not. Ooh, Graveler. I believe this is our first instance of seeing Graveler pop up. Although noteworthy, relatively irrelevant. And Gulliwash is level 31, my guys. Trying to learn Protect. Gulliwash cannot learn more than 4 moves. Let me see if I want to do this. No, I think I'm going to hold off on teaching it Protect. If I were to teach it Protect, it using Protect would make it invincible to all attacks for 1 turn, but I don't need it. I give. Beautiful. Thank you for your contribution, sir. Have a good day. All right, we are making good headway. We still have a little bit more to deal with. So I want you to just make note of these rocks here. It's a rugged rock, but a Pokemon may be able to smash it. We're not going to be able to do anything about these rocks, and it's not like they're really in our way to obstruct anything, but just keep them in mind for later. All right, you have a lassie over here. Do you know how you can avoid getting lost in the mountains? You can bend twigs as trail markers. We don't have that option in this game. And I think you know that, but good life lesson in general. Oh boy. Alright, rollout's not going to be that big of a problem coming from Jigglypuff, but if I allow that to go on for too long, God bless, then it's going to be a problem. So I'm glad Kaiser was once again able to clear Jigglypuff away with minimal issue. Alright, finally a Pokemon that Raitoshi can handle easily. Been a lot of rock and ground types, and Raitoshi just can't deal with that, so I'm glad to see a Pidgey in this cave of all places. Good job. Was it worth going first? Was it everything you hoped it would be? I really hope so. Oh, I did my best. Yeah, well, your best is not good enough against all the rugged people in this place, but hey, you do you. I believe, yes, there are even more trainers. Again, this dungeon is rough. It's not the hardest dungeon to deal with, but this is definitely one of the most difficult dungeons to deal with, just in terms of the sheer number of trainers that you will find in this area. You don't technically have to fight all of them in order to get through the place, but you do have to fight most of them. Fortunately, I have the eternal solution to all of life's problems, and that is Water Gun. Nothing particularly noteworthy about this fight other than him having 2 Geodudes and another Graveler, so good for you, my guy. Oops, out-muscled. I shot you with water 3 times, that's all I did. Probably call that muscle. Alright, Max Ether. Very nice. Okay, I want to go over here. There is another person to talk to over here. I knew it. Oh. When you're up on a rocky mountain like this, rock slides are a threat. Can you imagine boulders tumbling down on you? That'd be like, wah, total terror. You don't seem to be scared. You want to try using Rock Slide? Oh, this guy teaches you Rock Slide. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to do this, but I'm going to keep that in mind for later because that may prove to be very useful. Continuing on. You have a Pokédex? I want one too. Get away from me. Oh god, another cosplayer. Pokemaniac are what they are referred to as, but I think we all know what they're called.
Deviants.
Now technically I should be using Raitoshi for the situation, but once again, Gulliwash just decimates everything in its path between Bite and Water Gun. But I will give Raitoshi the rest of its time. After all, what was the point of me teaching it Thunderbolt if I wasn't going to have it use Thunderbolt? Giving it the old Thunderbolt, a critical hit Thunderbolt, my guy, Raitoshi! So good. Shoot, I am so jealous. You better be jealous. My Pikachu is one of the only Pokemon in the region that can actually learn Thunderbolt. Okay, we are in the final stretch. There are a few more trainers that we need to fight, but we're nearly there, guys. Eek! Don't try anything funny in the dark. I lit the whole room up. Oh my god, every time. I did say it was good at using the status condition moves, but my god, every time it goes for sleep powder. Kaiser, please wake up. Thank you. So annoying how much damage Bellsprout was able to do. Critical hit. Of course you do, because you're a beast. I've gotten so lucky with the critical hits. It was too dark. I lit the room up again! Number 2, you have Pokemon. Let's start. Well, aren't we direct? Great, so now that you've seen an attack one single time, I'm not gonna hit, right? Oh, I'm wrong. And of course another pointless critical hit. Because why not? You play hard. Okay, we've gotten that dealt with. I believe there are only a couple more trainers in the area, and then we are done with Rock Tunnel. We found a pearl. That's another item that we can sell for money, and I do like the money. Okay. I came this far looking for wild Pokemon. Did you? And have you succeeded in that venture? Because I know I have. Once again, Gullywash is just prepared to destroy everything in its path. And it flinched, you beautiful turtle, you. Gullywash is level 32. Done and done. Our work here is finished. I'm out of Pokemon. Yes, you are. Okay, so now that we have dealt with that, let's finally see what that's what I got. Cherry Berry. Again, not the rarest thing, but still useful. Any of the berries can be helpful in certain situations. Okay, we've reached the end, or at least I would like to say so, but I need to read the sign. Rock Tunnel, Cerulean City, Lavender Town. Okay, we're out. That is it. Now, unfortunately, there are still more trainers for us to fight. We are not quite done, but we are at least done with the Rock Tunnel dungeon itself. I feel a bit faint. I haven't hiked in some time. I'm feeling a bit faint because I fought so many Pokemon trainers. But we're in the sun once again. Oh boy. Hang on there, Raitoshi. You can do this. Critical hit, Thunderbolt. Let's go. Always land the crits when it does matter. I'm too tired. I wasn't up for it. Well, that's your problem. Okay, one more. Ha 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 ha! Okay. Thought you had more to say than that, but to each their own, Clark. Once again, just a Geodude and an Onix. Nothing noteworthy, but hey, experience is experience. Ha ha ha! Not laughing. Hey, hey, Fever. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, that's pretty funny. I'll give him that. That was actually pretty funny. God bless. Hi, kid. Want to see my Pokemon? Get away from me! I have one water gun remaining. This is it! Whatever he sends out, I gotta deal with that water gun. Slowpoke. That I can do. I know Pikachu is low on HP, but it's gonna be okay, Raitoshi. You're gonna be fine. Just use Thunderbolt. Alright. Oh no, my Pokemon! Thank God. Alright, I believe... No, there's one more! God! Alright. Alright, this mountain air is delicious. We're almost there, guys! I swear we're almost done! So I'll just bite you. Bite still one-shot him, even though it was not super effective at all. Oh, man, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, you've gotta be kidding me. Alright, well. Got down to 1 HP, so I used the weakest attack I could. That cleared my head. Well, thank God. Alright, and with that, that takes care of all the trainers leading up to Lavender Town. And we're going to be ending this episode here, now that we have finally arrived. So next time on Pokémon Fire Red version, we're going to explore Lavender Town and see what all it has to offer. See you guys then.